And of course, a special thank you to all our viewers.
Especially the viewers, and especially all of those people who allowed us to come into their communities and into their homes and let us tell their stories. We appreciate it a lot. Hopefully we'll see you again as our coverage continues throughout Saskatchewan. And before we go tonight, we want to leave you with the many faces of the past 8 years of Saskatchewan's provincial newscasts. Good night. Goodbye.
Saskatchewan Television News.
Industry where ridership and revenues are walking an economic tightrope. The battle lines have been clearly drawn. For Saskatchewan Television News, Carl Worth in Regina.
The end result meaning a $110 million loss to Saskatchewan's economy. For Saskatchewan Television News, Gail Robotham in Regina.
On our next segment, we'll take a look at some grassroots remedies for coping with farm stress. For Saskatchewan Television News, Alex Allen reporting.
The male here is about 230 pounds. When he grows up, he's going to make it up to about 800 pounds and stand about 5 feet at the shoulders.
As residents file out of McKenna Auditorium here, it may have seemed more complex than ever. For Saskatchewan Television News, Dean Gutile in Weyburn.
The spring session may not be as quiet as government members hope. For Saskatchewan Television News, Terry Harris in Yorkton.
As a registered retirement savings plan can be one of the best investments anyone can make. For Saskatchewan Television News, I'm Paul Martin in Regina.
Donations for the Daniel Eisler Heart Fund can be sent to Lemberg's local churches, the credit union, or the Royal Bank. For the Provincial, Glenn Campbell in Lemberg.
About 40 people from Saskatchewan cities and towns are taking part in the course to find out ways of attracting businesses to their communities. For the Provincial, Dale Johnson in Regina.
At which time a new $1.63 million water treatment plant is expected to be in place. For the Provincial, Rob Hislop in Melville.
There will be fish to catch on some southern Saskatchewan lakes when the season opens early next month. For the Provincial, I'm Alec Docking on Oyama Lake.
For the Provincial, Donna Friesen in Henryburg.
Whether small towns are going to get any help paying the cost of these new rules. For the Provincial, Alan Bellchambers in Bigger.
A miraculous new procedure has enabled this child to have a second chance at life.
Many of their mothers are very young, too.
But there's little doubt, if there is to be change, it will have to start with an exchange of ideas like this. For the Provincial, Sherry Hargrave near Regina.
In this age of increased competition, it never hurts to dial information. Myrna Stark, VBS News, Regina.
An outspoken critic of hockey violence himself has been convicted of a violent offense. For the Provincial, Kevin Wishlow in Moose Jaw. The spirit that built the place must now be transformed into the spirit that will keep it a successful venture in the future. Tim Salzin, VBS News on the Ochapaway Reserve.
For the Provincial, Bob Simpson in Prudhoe.
And by the way, if you feel nauseated with persistent sharp abdominal pain, you're probably having a gallbladder attack and should go to the hospital. For the Health Journal, I'm Terry Goodmanson in Regina.
This issue won't likely go away for a while. Doug Lett, VBS News, Regina.
And some producers are also looking at alternative livestock production.
The fight had always been whether the federal subsidy should continue going to railways or should it be going to farmers.
Their legal troubles began back in January when the group decided to take over the local courthouse.
Others suggest the sale is more a reflection of a government capable of putting the economic priorities of the province ahead of any political philosophy.
and that could increase the potential health hazard, and that's why it's being cleaned up. For the Provincial, Jamie Killingsworth in Prince Albert.
That's when the Providence Hospital closes down its maternity ward. Punamitra Kamal, BBS News, Moose Jaw.
For the Provincial, Eric Longley in Prince Albert.
What was your favorite interview?
My favorite interview?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks a lot. Put me on the spot.
In the 1 year.
Oh, probably the
How
one
about-
I did with the fellow in Prince Albert. Help me.
The fellow in Prince Albert?
That's right, when we
There's
were
been a
on
few of
tour.
those.
Oh, come on. When we were on tour before we started the show.
Oh, right. Okay, sure. I remember that. The radio station, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The name
Okay.
escapes me, but that way we don't get into any trouble. Anyway, speaking of a year ago today, take it away.
Okay, it was, in fact, 1 year ago today that Saskatchewan Television News first appeared in your homes. A unique approach to serving viewers across the entire province. Well, 1 year later, we can say that we are the most watched newscast in Saskatchewan. How about that?
It was Jack Sennett. Okay, go ahead.
We thank you for that.